Alright, so I just got home from church and just want to talk to the fellas. So if all the fellas that are watching this live broadcast, please tune in because I need some fellas that can actually relate to what I'm about to talk about concerning this live video. Now to the sisters, not to exclude y'all, but y'all are more than welcome to feel free to comment on this. But I really want to talk to the fellas that can really relate to what I've been dealing with, because I'm going to tell y'all something. It's been a hell of a challenging week for me. And I need people to understand that this is something that can be overcame or overcome, if you will. So I'll give some viewers an opportunity to tune in. But really, I want to talk to the fellas that really can relate to my situation and my dilemma, and not to exclude out on the sisters, but to the fellas, I just want to talk to y'all. Y'all might understand and y'all might not, and then y'all can sit there and say, well, I've been there, done that, wore the t-shirt and the pants and the shoes too. But you see, it's been a challenging week for me personally in my so-called love life. In other words, it's been bittersweet for me. The last 10 years, I kind of touched on it earlier, but I had to cut my live short due to the fact that church services were about to start. But to reiterate on what I talked about, fellas, I hope y'all are tuned into this broadcast because y'all probably can relate to this and y'all can understand where I'm coming from, and not to exclude the sisters out on this broadcast. But I really, like I said, I want to talk to my male friends, my brothers, my fellas that can relate to this. You know, I've dealt with a woman from 2002 to right around 2012. Relationship was smooth for the first 6 years, I should say. Maybe like, I take that back. From 2002 to right around 2006, the first 4 years was great. But the next maybe 8 years was nothing but pure hell. And as a result, she became toxic towards me. She would falsely accuse me of cheating on her and lying to her, da-da-da-da-da. And I barely could get my 2 cents in because she was just all over the place. And I said, you know what? By the time 2012 came, I said, I'm going to have to put an end to this. I ain't giving no warning, no notice or nothing. I just made the determination to just walk out of that unhealthy relationship in 2012, and it's now 2022, and I haven't spoken to my ex in over 10 years. So you see, it baffles me that she would have this type of mental behavior towards me by falsely accusing me of cheating on her and falsely accuse me of lying to her when none of those accusations were in fact true. You see, and it really ticked me off, and it made me cringe concerning her accusations, if you will. So I get involved in a situation. Like I said, I've known her really since 2002. We were friends for like a whole year. So by 2003, sorry for the interruption concerning the video. It was poor trying to reconnect, but we're back on live. But to make a long story short, the ex-girlfriend of mine that I've known, well, I was in Jackson, Mississippi at the time when this took place. The first 4 years of the relationship, like I've indicated, it was good, it was smooth, everything was great. Next 8 years, or 6 years, I'm sorry, the next 6 years was pure hell because she would falsely accuse me of cheating on her when it never even happened, and she would also accuse me of lying to her when it never even happened. So the point I'm trying to make is, I had to run for the hills and get out of there and never come back. And so this is why I try my best to give the dating world another shot. But sometimes it gets complicated, and I kind of talked about this recently in the dating world, it's kind of much harder for most men like ourselves to get back out there when it comes to winning a woman over. But you know what? It be like that because most of the sisters out there, they expect higher expectations out of a man. He's got to have a job. He's got to make 6 figures or more on his job. He's got to have a nice ride, a nice house, and so on. He's got to be tall. He got to be dark. He got to be handsome. All these expectations are required out of the woman in order for the man to date him. In any event, let's go outside. There's noise in the background. I apologize for it. One of my relatives is here for the weekend. But let's go ahead and talk about it. You feel me? Now we outside. Now we can talk about it. But anyway, I said that to say this. When it comes to most relationships that try to develop, 9 times out of 10, most relationships don't be able to flourish the way we would like for them to flourish because most relationships will be turned into a recipe that's be made for disaster. I'll say that again. Most relationships won't flourish because it's a recipe for disaster, okay? So, yeah, it hurts when you get falsely accused of such nonsense, and I have to constantly sit here and continue to listen to a lot of sorry, pathetic nonsense that most of these women in public can come up with in the last 40 years plus of saying, I don't have time to deal with a good man in my life. I don't care how good looking or how handsome he is. I don't have time for him. That's just an excuse on their part. But you know what? We have to keep it moving, fellas, and understand that there's somebody else out there for us. And I've had so many people comment on this post, and it's like I barely get the moral support that I can have, and to the point where I just don't want to deal with it anymore. But you see, it's still an opportunity to get back out there and just socialize if I have to. You know, 9 times out of 10, I'm always there working. When I come home from work, I just stay in my house and just stay out of the way. You feel me? I don't have time to be dealing with any and everybody's situation and anybody's ordeals. And this is another thing. If I feel that a woman think it's convenient that she can come back into my life thinking she gonna fall in love with me and she want a relationship with me, I'll kick it to the curb right then and there. Because she had the opportunity to get to know me. To love me is to get to know me, vice versa. To know you, to love you is to get to know you as well. Alright? So with that being said, I'm not gonna hold up your more. I'm not gonna prolong y'all time. I know y'all got other things going on. But to those that are watching this live broadcast, thank y'all. Thank y'all for loving me, supporting me throughout this transition. It's going to get better. This is going to be my biggest comeback for the remainder of this year. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm ready to get back at it. So I'm about to go ahead and get on this music. I'm going to holler at y'all. God bless y'all. Team Turnaround out. Have a blessed day.